Alright, I'm back with another Diablo 4 video attempting to escape all of the drama and debates around the Diablo 4 seasonal model. I'm really not going to talk about it anymore until the July showcase, which I assume is going to be in early July. They said they're going to have something revealing the content and theme of the season, and they're going to probably talk about all the reset stuff and the incentives to play the seasonal model. They're not going to change anything. I don't think for this current season. I think they're going to see how it goes. Wow, the shadow work here is really great. Look, the individual chimes. That's really cool. Anyway, a lot of good details in Diablo. I wanted to switch gears and talk about something that I just did with my character, which is totally respec, essentially from top to bottom. This is based on my damage just falling off a cliff. As you may remember, I was very proud of myself that I had made this entire stun build from scratch, where it was based around stunning enemies, doing death blow and upheaval, and doing like bigger damage to stun enemies. I was having a ton of trouble with Elias and the Capstone Dungeon, so I did some grinding and put some, better gear on, and I beat him. I kind of crushed through him, which was very gratifying. However, once I started getting into the low 70s in World Tier 4, my damage is just dropping off a cliff. Like, I was running Legion events. I don't think there's any going on right now, but like the one where it's just lots of waves of enemy and you have to clear as fast as humanly possible. And I was just standing around doing nothing but like shouting, because everyone, all the wizards and the rogues, sorcerers and rogues were just insta-clearing everything, and I'm just like running around doing death blow on like one enemy at a time. So like that was like very good for single target damage, and I could do 2/3 of a boss's health in one swing, but that is not the majority of content. That is really specific to boss fights, and not even every Nightmare Dungeon even has boss fights. It's all about clearing, it's about smashing through packs of elites. So I changed to what is arguably one of the strongest builds in the game, and certainly I would think the strongest build in Barbarian right now, the Hammer of the Ancients build, which there's a lot of guides to this. I use Nick 2's guide, where I will put that in the description, but I thought he did a really good job with explaining things, and I essentially copied everything he did top to bottom. It's not finished because I don't have all the perfect aspects and stuff and perfect gear yet. I'm still waiting on a couple of drops. Ironically, I deleted or I salvaged many of the aspects that I now need. I did do a good job saving a lot of kind of core things that you do need. I'm not going to go through the entire build here because I think you should just watch Nick 2's video, because he's doing it a lot better than me. But I did have some things like the perfect, what are they called? Aspects for the rings, where he's like, these are the two essential things, which is shout cooldowns when you're near enemies and shout skills generating fury. I have almost max aspects on these, and these are, good enough rings for me at the moment. And I had, a good amount of other things that were like kind of good enough for this build. It's all about increasing core damage. Hammer of the Ancients. This turns it into an AoE attack. This is a perfect aspect for that. Berserking inflicts bleed damage. Bad roll for this, and this should be on my gloves. This is an aspect I'm not supposed to be using. Damage reduction on normal hits. Fury, granting Fortify. It's a bad roll on that. The best defense skill in the game, going up or racking up almost 50% increased armor when you deal damage. This is what I think I'm supposed to use. Skills deal 30% more damage based on your available primary resource. Critical strikes with core skills increase your attack speed. That generates a lot of fury. You're using all three shouts for this, which everyone thinks is kind of boring, but I don't know. I think it's fun. When you do this, you are getting tons of fury. You are getting damage reduction, damage increases, and then you're gaining life like rapidly when you do this. It's combining all the shouts is actually better than Wrath of the Berserker, because it gives you way more stuff, and then you can combine all of these for smashing through elites just with that. I redid my entire skill tree. Where is it? I respect the entire thing. I respect my entire Paragon board, which I am now on 4 boards. The good news is when I was doing this in the lower 70s, it was still pretty cheap. It only cost me, I would say, 1,000,000 gold total to do all of the skill tree. This is 913 now because I'm now 76, but before it was like 500 grand. And Paragon, you can't respec everything at once, but I literally went through and deleted everything and did the new build. Now I am busy leveling up glyphs to expand their range because I didn't really have the right glyphs before, so that's another thing I'm working on, and those are really helpful. But the point I'm trying to make here is that you should not be married to any build in this, and it may be advantageous for you to kind of fold and do the meta if you want to have more fun. So yes, I was very proud of myself that I had this stun build that was kind of unique and that I had crafted without looking at any guides, but I am now having far more fun just rolling through enemies with this new build when I was just struggling in most content or barely contributing in group events because I had hit a wall. There was no way that my very, unoptimized build that was great for the whole campaign and World Tier 3 and stuff and even, could beat Elias. That is not the case as the game continues to scale up. And Lightning Storm, I hate that affix. What one of these? God, they're all Lightning Storm. Okay, I'll do this one. Blood Blister is not so bad. Mauler's Den. So I will just give a brief demonstration on how this works. What's the closest one? Cannot wait until they implement the thing where these sigils just teleport you to a nightmare dungeon instead of making you do this. 35 is not my max. I think I've done like 38s. I could probably go higher. I don't know. This is good enough for leveling glyphs right now. And I could max at whatever, 40 something maybe. I don't know. I haven't really tried to max because I'm still just glyph leveling and getting XP and for more Paragon points and stuff. But I can start crafting higher level ones pretty soon. Like I was able to jump 10 levels in terms of the is this person dead? Do you need help, bro? I'm sorry, bud. Alright, if I can have 2 seconds of free time, I will revive you. Okay, please stop shooting me. There you go. Okay, well, I might as well finish this event. And so the at-level stuff is now like a total joke. Like Hell Tides that are 2 levels above you, or the wider world, which is... Oh, I like the Druid Lightning stuff. Or the wider world, which is just at your level once you get to 73. I need boots with movement speed. That's one thing I do not have right now. Once you pop all the shouts, you get movement speed, but like, I'm just standing here, not really taking damage, 3-shotting elites, depending on what shouts I have up. The hardest part of this was getting shout cooldowns down. To do that, I had to put a lot of cooldown reduction on my amulets and my helmet. I don't think anything else can roll cooldown reduction. But, so we have the boss. Doot, doot, doot. Pop those. Boom. Stop teleporting. Oh, also this makes you unstoppable. Okay, so the other guys were powerful here too, so that wasn't really all me. But now I will go to the dungeon, racking up obols for my alternate characters so they can get better gear. I've already started using Nick 2's Twisting Blades guide for Rogue, and that has already helped a bit, but I really have barely any gear for that, and I'm still just in World Tier 3, so I'll have to redo all that anyway. And then, so later there's going to be another glyph that helps me with shout cooldown reduction, and we will see how that goes. I am very slow at baseline now. Once you can have the shouts up like literally 100% of the time, like movement speed is really no longer a problem. Alright, so we got these basic enemies. And I should have recorded like how my build was going, like at similar levels. With my old build, like it was just not even anywhere close to this. So this is 89. This is 13 levels above me, which I was not able to do anything remotely close to that. I'm picking up even blue weapons because I am really short on silver now. I upgraded all my weapons and I ran out of silver. So that was me not checking enough ores. And I was selling things for the most part instead of salvaging. So that was great for money because I need a lot of money to respec and do some rerolls on rare gear to get the stuff I needed. But it was not great for my material collection, which is now ended. But yeah, so 13 levels above me. I killed a butcher the other day at 13 levels above me. That was a pretty hard fight, honestly, because I'm not fully maxed out here, and the butcher is no joke. So there are certainly some things that are still a challenge, and if I went to, 15 levels above me, 16 levels above me, I'm sure things would start to be harder. I can take some damage, certainly, if my shouts are not up and I don't have anything up. Specifically, but it is, generally speaking, once my shouts are up, a really kind of easy time. Oh, the Blood Blister's going to kill me. I'll just whack through that. And doing higher level Nightmare Dungeons as opposed to kind of at level Nightmare Dungeons has really helped with XP gain. I've gone up, I don't know, 5 levels in 2 days doing this. Alright, I'm going to keep popping the shouts. Sometimes I'll forget to do one and then the cooldowns are off and it really bothers me, but so yeah, it depends, but like I still have, I don't know, 7-8 seconds where I have downtime when my shouts are not up, but I'm hoping to fix that with some additional cooldown stuff in the larger Paragon board, which I'm almost there. I think I'll get there in a little bit. But for now, is this going to be a trick shrine? I've almost like stopped picking up shrines because they're just so annoying. Did I say I get unstoppable with all the shouts too? Because that's very helpful. And yeah, all of that was dead. There was, I don't know, I think there was some elites in there, but I don't really even notice anymore, at least at this level. Like, it's very goofy, like how much this dramatically increased my damage. Ancestral Mace, very nice. And one thing you'll notice about this is that it does not use any uniques, because most uniques are underpowered at this point, other than really obvious ones like Grandfather and Shaco and stuff that almost nobody can even get right now. It depends on the build. Like the Twisting Blades rogue build is really reliant on Penitent Greaves. The ice boots that like freeze everything or chill everything that you walk by, like that's a pretty essential thing for that build. But in a lot of builds, there's not always necessarily some unique you need, and because one problem is you can't change the affixes, so like if those are kind of set in whatever range, so if that's not really fundamental to your build, it's going to be a bit of an issue if the fundamental like base perk is not good enough. And a lot of these, I think uniques are not good enough, certainly. And like to go back to the seasonal thing briefly, people are gonna be like, "Oh, this isn't fun. Like you're too powerful." Now I'm having a lot of fun. I think this is very fun, and I want to get to like level 80 something before, XP drops off a cliff. I'm like not shouting as much as I need to, before XP gain gets like ridiculously hard. So I'm probably gonna switch to another character full time, and I am gonna do the season. I'm gonna start the season with a Necromancer. Oh no, this Knight Errant is really giving me trouble. But like once I get my shouts up, then it's no trouble at all. Where are we going here? Oh, it's one of these things where they just spawn a bunch of enemies in a room, and if you die, you have to start the whole thing over. My shouts are not up, so that's not great. This is where I can still run into trouble because I don't have like a fully max version of this. But once my shouts are up, it's fine. It's just not that big of a deal. You do some combinations of the main attack. Oh, that guy actually hurt. Okay, that was mildly terrifying. The fire guys really hurt because these things just kind of, if you're that close to them and a bunch of them hit you at once, like yeah, that'll really mess you up. So fire guys are no joke. The electric pillars, where they spawn a bunch of electric pillars to like trap you, are really good. They're way better than the like circling electric things that are like really easy to avoid. The pillars can take up like an entire room, which is kind of exhausting. What is my goal? Travel to the Council of Thieves. Okay. They give you the same objectives essentially with when you're repeating dungeons. Like you kind of learn which dungeons do what. and then you try to avoid the affixes you hate. The ones where enemies do double damage from behind is very exhausting. I hate the one where you have to hide in the little bubble to avoid lightning striking you. That just really slows everything down and is deeply annoying. All right, so like if I see a room like where there's a bunch of elites, I'm definitely gonna wait until my cooldowns are up to like start trying to take that on, because otherwise it may go badly because I am not, you know, fully perfect with this build or anything. But yeah, not a problem there. Demolisher, I'm gonna run out of inventory space soon. All right, the blood blister hurt a little bit. Again, if you think this build is cool, go watch the Nick 2's video. It will take a while if you do not have a lot of the gear, like those rings I showed you that create so much fury and reduce shout cooldowns. Those are like pretty hard to find. You might have to do a lot of obol gambling to get those, but so there are some core pieces to this that really make things a little tough to do it. Oh, did I just... Okay. This is also good for bosses, as you can see. Those bosses are easier than most, but... oh, wait, I can't hold any of this stuff. Alright, fine. I'll throw away the blue for a javelin and sacred for the nexus. I don't know what this is. Okay. So I'm still leveling Wrath, which is my second glyph. I have 4 glyphs in right now, I think, so this is what I have to catch up with. And once you expand the radius of a glyph, it like really helps your build. So that's what I'm currently working on by Barbarian. Oh, I didn't get anything from that. So yeah, so that is what my Barb is like now. You can go back and look at my stun build I did like a week or so ago, which was doing okay in that content. But again, enemies really start scaling the higher you get, so you are going to need some of the more meta overpowered builds, and you should not be too proud to try them. Okay, what is my one thing I got here? Ground Stomp. That's a low roll of that, so I'm not going to use that. That's bad. Yeah, so anyway, that is where I have ended up. I still have work to do on this build. As you can see, my attack power is not great. I can get all these up further, and I'm going to have to start refarming for higher item level on a lot of these, because some of them I was just trying to get the build started, so you want, you know, a 740 item level is not really what you want to see. So you're going to have to get closer to the 800s, which I do have for some of these, but very few. So there's, I have the, yeah, ring, but a lot of slots I can improve on, and I got to finish the last couple of aspects. But anyway, that is my pitch to, you know, have fun making your own build, but you probably are going to run into a situation like this, like I did eventually, and have to do something more meta. I do think that one issue is that a lot of nerfs are going to be coming pretty soon. They're going to do a mid-season patch. They're going to do a Season 1 patch. And I don't know if Hammer the Ancients will get nerfed. But I guarantee you Ice Shard's Sorcerer will be nerfed. Probably Bone Spear, Necromancer, maybe Twisting Blades Rogue. I mean, I hope a lot of other stuff gets buffs to compensate. But I would hate for people to go too hard on a meta build like 2 weeks before some sort of giant nerf patch. So anyway, just be forewarned, I might be screwed myself if Hammer the Ancients is nerfed, but we'll see. Anyway, thanks for watching, and I will talk to you soon. Take care.